It's HPR1, member-supported Hawaii Public Radio, all things considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Today we're dialing up a guest from a popular heavy metal band with a new album, but he is also more than that. And one thing that makes him unique, as we'll hear, is he has no less than 5 family members involved in what is really a family business. This vocalist and guitarist got his start in the 80s with his brother in the formative Brazilian heavy metal group Sepultura. Max Cavalera has led Soulfly now for nearly 18 years, Archangel their latest album, and we offer a big welcome and mahalo to Max now. Hey Max, you there?
Yeah, everything good, man.
What would be the nice Portuguese welcome and thank you?
Yeah, bem-vindo e obrigado.
That sounds so cool, dude.
How you doing, brother?
Good to talk to you. Thank you for taking some time. I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good, yeah, just waiting for the tour to start. Itching to get out of here and get back on that road.
And even though you have that beautiful Brazilian Portuguese accent, you're located in Phoenix.
Yeah, we live in Phoenix.
Out here in Honolulu, we've got a real big Portuguese population. It's part of the culture here. As you know, it's a real melting pot in Hawaii. And
yeah, I play Hawaii with Sepultura.
Now, does Brazilian Portuguese sound different?
Yeah, Brazil has its own way of a lot of slangs, and every part of Brazil has its own dialect. The north speaks one way, the south speaks another way, the middle of Brazil speaks different. There's some words I don't even know. Sometimes I hear some, like, I don't know what that word is, you know? So almost like we alter the Portuguese. The Portuguese that's spoken in Portugal is much more classic. The Brazilian Portuguese is more street kind of type of language. But it's great, you know, I think it's really cool. I love every chance I get to talk to somebody in Portuguese. I don't miss the opportunity. And of course, I speak with my brother all the time.
What about your kids?
Yeah, they know a little bit. They know some cuss words.
And Belo Horizonte?
Yeah, it's my hometown.
John McLaughlin has that record, Belo Horizonte.
Oh, he does a record called that?
Maybe you invest in a copy of that.
Yeah, man. You know, when I was a kid growing up, I had a teacher in Brazil that showed me, like, my first things, like chords and how to play the guitar, and he was totally obsessed with John McLaughlin. You know, that was like his hero. He was always telling me about him and stuff, and of course I was lazy and never pick it up and never, you know, listen to it. But I might give it a try to check out that record. That sounds cool. I'm going to check it out for sure.
You know, you mentioned it. Soulfly is such a family affair. Now, you didn't say both kids. When I was reading, it sounded like Igor and Zion were working with you.
Well, Zion is the drummer, yeah, so he's officially in the band. And it's kind of a wild animal on the stage. He's kind of out of control, and I love that about him. It's all about the energy with him. And Igor did the European tour with us playing bass because Tony left to Fear Factory. But for the American tour, we have Mike from Havoc join us. But he's in the Archangel video that we did, and Igor is on that one. So yeah, we're full on metal family. You know, everybody works with the band. Gloria is my wife and manages the band, and most of the kids work with us. Richie sells T-shirts. He also sings for Insight. Jason, he does drum roll for Zion. So yeah, everybody works for the band one way or another. It's a full-on metal family, and I love it.
How blessed can a person be to have surrounded himself with his greatest professional aspiration by having his family a part of it?
It's pretty awesome, man. You know, I mean, we wanted that from the beginning. Zion's, when he was born, those kids grow up on tour, and I have pictures of Zion and Igor sleeping on guitar cases with Ozzy singing in the background, you know. That's been their life. It's been on the road, and I was like hoping that they'd become musicians one day, and the time went on, and they got practicing a lot. And they got their own band too, Loricon, which is a kick-ass band. I love it. It's kind of a dream of mine with Gloria to have the kids be involved with what we are doing, and they are now, so mission accomplished, you know, so I feel very blessed.
A kid who's exposed to that might very well decide he doesn't want anything to do with that and go in a whole different direction.
Yeah, and could it happen, you know?
Right, it could have, but instead they rally.
I'm glad they love, you know, especially Igor. Igor is so into a lot of the same stuff I listen to. It's crazy. Like, he tells me about bands.
Thinking about your family and having that musical conversation, it's a bond that in a lot of ways does go far beyond just having a regular father-son relationship.
It is kind of separate, you know, like, especially with Zion working with Soulfly. I really pushed him on this last record. You know, I had to because I wanted him to deliver more, because I knew he was a better drummer than that. He's kind of a wild beast that you have to capture that. And I don't think Zion really enjoyed the sessions very much because we really work him, man. You know, some of the nights he was drained. After that was done, he just went back to the hotel and passed out. But it was for his own good, because I think now he's a better drummer than he's ever been. In the end, it works out for him. But what I'm saying is that when I was there in the studio with him, I was not really being his dad. I was more of a musician. I talked to him like a band member, so I had to put the father thing on the side and like, all right, I'm not his dad now. I'm a musician. I want him to play this shit right. Everybody got to step up the plate. You have to do that from time to time, kick your own ass, and the thing moves forward.
This era of your life with Archangel shows that to get to where you are, you need to have that drive, that tenacity, and a lot of determination that does require compartmentalizing, I think is what you're talking about, Max. Making sure you realize that's my kid, but at the same time, this is my record.
You can't have the easy way out. He tried to. There's a part on Archangel that has a lot of double bass, and he tried to get out of it. Where even though you hate it and it's killing you, it's best for the song,
Right.
Because I'm kind of a perfectionist. I want the stuff to sound good. I don't take the easy way out. I don't go for that. To make it right, sometimes it comes with a sacrifice and a price. I'm willing to pay for that, to give, because of their own self-judgment that you have to go the extra mile. And I try to pass that to the musicians, to feel the same way. And so when we're all in the studio, we're pushing each other, especially me with the vocals and the biblical ideas. It was a new territory for me. I didn't really know exactly what to do with this.
I'm hearing two things there. One, you grow up in a really tough part of the world, what Belo Horizonte was like, and I can hear all this tenacity that has driven your career, but at the same time, there's this spiritual side. You said it in the beginning, Archangel Michael, and I hear it now.
Yeah, well, Brazil is it's kind of like, I think my best description is like a deadly flower. It's very beautiful, but it's deadly at the same time. Get you close, might kill you. So I think it's kind of like that. It's very beautiful country and amazing nature, but very dangerous too, with all the death squad and corrupt police, violence and crime and drugs. So all that is very present too. So that was all part of our growing up, and that's why we got into metal, was because we were really poor and being in a third world, and metal was like the perfect music, was like our escape. Little I know that metal would become my salvation, because we could have went into drugs or crime, and we went into music and saved us, And as far as the spiritual thing, that's something I've always been close to because of my mother. She's a kind of a high priest on her religion, Candomblé, and it's an African-Brazilian religion. Since I was a kid, I've always been exposed to that because of her. And I've always been fascinated by history, and especially the Bible and Old Testament. For me, making this record, Archangel, which came from my mother, that was her idea. She told me that this year was the year of the Archangel Michael, and so I thought that was a really cool insight that she had. So yeah, it's very close to home, for me. There's some Babylonian themes like Shamash is the sun god of Babylon, and Ishtar Rising, she's the goddess of old Babylon. My favorite thing is like reading about history, things like that. And I finally got to put some of that in the record, and I think it's kind of open a door. I think now Soulfly can do more of that if we want to. It's kind of an open door, a lot of discovery for me. Reading the Old Testament and making into metal, just combining them together. Everything really was a learning experience.
I love how you describe that as a thing that opens up if you want to go into other places. But I also, as a final note, I guess I look at it like you indicated you did some research to prepare for it.
I read a lot. I think so, man. Kind of had to go deep. And then some Kabbalah ritualistic words in it. At the beginning, there's a prayer in Amharic, which is the language of Jesus and of Jesus. So we put a prayer in the beginning of the song. And I did some chantings. So it even motivated me to do things with my voice that I never done before. So we had a really good team, man. Matt for the production and Eli Rand for the cover, because I love the album cover. And we're going to have the banners now on two sides of the stage with the image of the Archangel. I think all that helps. When you're playing live, you look at those images and they give you power, they give you energy. In Sepultura, we had some cool backdrops, stuff that look like Vietnamese statues of faces. You kind of get your energy and your vibes from those things, from those images. Those help you perform better and get you more in the mood of the concert.
Grateful to get to talk to you today, and it's been a lot of learning on this end. Max Cavalera.
Right on, man. Very good.
Be safe, and look forward to seeing you out in Hawaii. We'll have you in the studio. Take care of you. Maybe do a little unplugged thing.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Hope we can come out next year.
Travel safe.
Take care, man.
Aloha.
Hello, everybody. This is Max Cavalera from Soulfly. You're listening to my friend David Lawrence on Hawaii Public Radio. Stay metal.